Item number 13, resolution number 097-22, consider adopting a resolution to prohibit truck traffic on certain roads designated by Johnson County Public Works and the Johnson County Sheriff's Office.
Mr. Pedig.
Good morning, Brian Pedig.
Sorry.
We'll say Public Works. So the city of Gardner intends to post sections of 199th Street, that would be from just west of Gardner Road to Clare Road for no trucks. As a proactive step, the county, and we discussed it at a, a study session a few months ago, is seeking to post no trucks on some of the county routes to mitigate the number of trucks that might reroute to these county routes, which are largely gravel roads, chip seal roads, and aren't really appropriate for the types of trucks that we're seeing on 199th Street. And to define clearly trucks, these are trucks meaning the large articulating trucks, and the resolution speaks to 5 axles or greater. So those are more the semi-tractor trailers are the trucks we're talking about. Panel trucks, delivery trucks, and the like would not be prohibited from these routes. We are communicating with our various agencies and cities in the area, and we're finalizing some of the locations for the postings of the sign, and we have general support and consensus from folks to go forward with this.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Let me ask you this. Have you done any work, this action is as a result of action that's taken by the city of Gardner to prohibit truck traffic or semi-traffic on 199th Street, which is within their city boundaries. There's an impact far beyond that, which you've identified here. And as I recall, the other roads in this area, except for 175th, are all gravel. Is that right?
There's a combination of gravel and chip seal, and there are a few segments that are paved, but they connect up to gravel or chip seal. So once a truck gets on there, it's going to wind up in a spot we would rather it not be.
So those other access points are really not appropriate for large semis to use?
In the volume that we're seeing on 199th Street. So in other words, redirecting 199th Street traffic to one of those routes would not be appropriate. But the general odd truck every now and then is not an issue.
Okay. Can you give me an idea if we would have to construct a different alternative for the use of semi-trucks, what the per mile cost to county taxpayers would be? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, certainly. Improving a rural road, depending on what's there, what issues, what drainage structures, anywhere from $5 to $10 million a mile. And that's probably conservative. So that's putting in reconstructing a new type of roadway there.
If you were wanting to access 169, other than 199th Street, what you've got 3, 4, 5 miles of construction that would need to be done somewhere else. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, 5, 6,
All right.
depending on the path.
Okay, thank you. Ms. O'Hara.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, but we are not obligated to provide a truck route for interstate truck traffic, according to CARNAP. So that would be a tremendous expense and counter to what the residents out in that area would want. My one question is, this does not prohibit ag trucks hauling grain. Is that correct?
That's correct. Farm equipment, the state statute exempts them from weight restriction. The civil issues, if a farm equipment damages the road, they are liable for that.
That's fine, but I mean, there was a question raised, and I said, my understanding is that ag trucks are not prohibited under this.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Chairman, this is Penny. One of the things that O'Hara had stated, I would like to Brian to clarify the statement about the interstate traffic, because
CARNAP,
199th
thank you for that. Yes,
is
go ahead.
not considered interstate
Sure, yeah.
issue.
The issue of trucks using local roads, if they're originating and have a destination there, they necessarily need to use local roads, and that is not prohibited by CARNUP. CARNUP did mention what I think you're saying, interstate truck traffic, and what they were being mindful of is trucks leaving the interstate system to circumvent the route and then jump back on the interstate system.
But not by businesses that are located in the county.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Thank you.
So you're saying that truck traffic originating at the intermodal would not be prohibited under CARNAP?
Right, if you're on a local road, you need to use the local roads to access the interstate system. So if a truck at the intermodal wanted to get to US 169, providing a direct, reasonable route for that would be the purpose of 199th Street.
Okay.
Except they have access to I-35, which they could take up to 169.
Correct?
So my reading of it is that we are not responsible for providing a truck route for that type of traffic. But you're saying because they are originating within our county, that they actually, that CARNAP does not address that.
It doesn't preclude making improvements that facilitate developments, commercial, industrial, and the truck traffic that comes from that.
Okay, so this is a battle to be continued.
I think it will, yeah.
I should not lose sight of the fact that there will be additional development that will occur in this area. And I'm not speaking necessarily of logistics park, but other residential, other commercial development, which will need through streets east and west across the southern part of the county, and particularly in this area from to 169. So let's not lose sight of the fact that there will be continued development north and south, probably, of 199th Street. Ms. Allenbrand.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I hope my fellow commissioners understand why it was very important to do the study, to take the time of what trucks were going through, and to take a look at the outcome. This is very important. I'm starting to receive calls from people that live on the outer roads that are concerned about what's going to be coming their way. I'm getting calls from realtors concerned about property value. We're looking at probably over 185 signs that are going to be posted out there. And then the next step is having Google, making sure the trucks go on the right route. It's key important to the people that live there, safety, knowing what route the trucks are going. You can't just go at a knee-jerk reaction, and, we need to have a plan in place. So I appreciate all the work that's gone into this. Now I'm
Ms. Hensley.
crying.
Thank you. Yeah, I have two questions. One is, we've heard about the challenges of trying to enforce a no truck area. Has there been any discussion of constructing truck pull-offs? So if the sheriff's office needs to pull somebody over, there's a place to do that, because we've heard the trucks can't just stop in the middle of the road. And so maybe you could speak to that. And then the other issue, and I think it's been somewhat addressed, is the concern about this impact on economic development, maybe both positive and negative, is something that concerns me. But I do appreciate all the time and effort that went into putting this together. But again, one of my main questions is about the enforcement and if there are going to be pull-offs for trucks.
So most of the county roads do not have shoulders. They're the old roads that were built by the settlers literally years and years ago that were paved. So most of the locations in the county there aren't. Fortunately, on 199th Street, we did build a truck pullover inspection area just east of Homestead. At that time, we coordinated with Sheriff Frank Denning, and the thought was that as he had trucks that he wanted to inspect and pull over, he was going to develop a flyer that would direct a truck to that area so he could do those inspections.
Okay. Are there any such inspection pull-offs on 175th Street?
No, but there's a fairly wide Shoulders there are 10 foot. I think there's 6-foot asphalt, 4-foot gravel, so there's opportunity to pull vehicles over there. I don't know that they would want to do an inspection, but you certainly could pull a vehicle over.
But as far as the gravel roads are concerned, there would be nothing like that available.
Correct. Gravel roads, chip seal roads, the paved roads that are on this do not have shoulders or areas for pullover.
Thank you. Ms. O'Hara?
I believe the sheriff has indicated that he's going to do a vigorous education process, and so that the trucks will take I-35 instead of the county roads.
All right. Well, this will remain on action. Ms. Fast?
So following up on Commissioner Ellebrand, 180 signs, are these like temporary? I mean, what
85.
if this is a total disaster? And then, so then we go pick up all, I mean, is this a kind of a trial run, or is this permanent here?
So can I weigh in again? This is Penny, County Manager. I just want to remind the board why we're doing this. The city of Gardner chose to put up no through truck signs on a good portion in green on the sign on 199th. 199th was built to handle the traffic, but it's not our decision. The city of Gardner has made it. So this action is in response to, now that that decision's made, we've got to do what's responsible in what's left as an impact of that decision.
And the city of Gardner would be responsible for the enforcement on 199th
Right.
within their corporate boundaries. Is that right? Okay. Well, again, this will remain on action, so, Ms. O'Hara?
I will disagree that 199th was built to accommodate interstate truck traffic because it's a narrow two-lane road with drop-off ditches. Obviously, that does not, those design criteria does not handle interstate truck traffic.
Well,
To your
long-term
point,
plan for
you're correct.
199th
We were in the
was to improve
process
it,
of improvements.
and we are doing a partial improvement in the unincorporated part of the county. So, all right, thank you. All right, are there any other items?
Yes,